Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua Klein, joined by Patrick Cassett, and Tom Brady is rumored to be dating a new model. Now, if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, Tom Brady was rumored to be dating Kim Kardashian following Michael Rubin's whiteout party. Now, things are changing because there's actual photographic evidence of Tom Brady with model Irina Shayk. Now, Irina has a history of dating some high-profile people, including Bradley Cooper, Ronaldo, and Kanye West. Patrick, do you think Tom Brady is jumping into a new relationship too soon? And is Irina on his level?
You know, good for Tom stepping back into the ballgame. Exactly what he needs to overcome his little retirement episode, his divorce, and now back with what he knows best, a model.
I mean, it's true. It's true now, but like I said, the conversation with Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady was everyone thought that he was kind of dating down below him a little bit. Now, we weren't saying that.
No,
we were pro Kim and Tom. But that's what people were saying. Do you think, though, public perception on this is that they're on the same level? Because obviously, you know, Tom Brady's a superstar, but she is a model who's dated some high-profile people. So it feels like maybe this is pretty even.
Yeah, they seem on the same level. I mean, again, like I said, good for Tom Brady. And if we know anything about Tom Brady, he's always got that little itch in him. We know Bradley Cooper used to be married to Irina Shayk. What is Bradley Cooper?
They were married.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They were. What is Bradley Cooper? Well, he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And what better to get back at the Philadelphia Eagles than for Tom Brady to date Irina Shayk?
Interesting. Now, is she going to be moving to Las Vegas when obviously, inevitably, he will be stepping in as quarterback? And
right.
Do you think that their relationship will be able to survive that? Because she has experience playing Ronaldo, and I can't imagine Ronaldo is he seems like he's a pretty committed guy.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Tom Brady, his history of dating models has not ended well, especially with them really liking the football career pathway. So we'll see if Irina can shake it up here a bit. And you know what? I'm happy for Tom. He's getting back out there. He was rumored with Kim K. Now he steps it up to Irina Shayk. Hey, good for you, Tom.
Hey, good for you, Tom. Speaking of good for you, Ryan Tannehill. Good for you. The Tennessee Titans have released their throwback uniforms, which they're the Oilers uniforms.
Of Houston.
They pretty,
Of Houston.
Which is kind of weird. Like, you're not in Houston. That's not your heritage. It's like the Ravens were like, throwback uniform, Browns.
Just can't work.
It's not how that goes. So that it was pretty not great, Tennessee.
Could have been better.
Could have been way better. But Ryan Tannehill was the poster, like of the new uniform. So kind of telling me Titans are rolling with Ryan Tannehill.
Hey, congratulations to Ryan Tannehill for winning the starting job for Tennessee.
Yep.
Now, spin zone here. The fact that Tennessee has to sell the posters and the advertisements for Ryan Tannehill as their quarterback, I think that speaks volumes about the franchise.
Why is that?
Well, they've drafted 2 quarterbacks now in the last 2 years that are young prospects.
Yeah.
And they decide to roll with the vet to advertise them. You would think maybe they're turning a new corner in the franchise. No. They could have opted to go DeAndre Hopkins for the marketing.
Well, the photos were probably done beforehand.
Probably done before then. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you don't want to. Last thing you want to do is put the guy to work right away. You know?
Right, you don't want to wear that. And it's like it probably wasn't an idea until after A.J. Brown left. So you start looking around, and it's like, well, we still got Derrick Henry, but we got to throw the QB in there. I think they should have put all 3 quarterbacks in the poster.
Can you imagine just all 3 in one?
Yes.
Yeah, that would have been the smarter move because we don't really know. I mean, like Malik Willis, what if he's the guy?
He could be the guy because he's going to have that fire underneath him this year to really come out.
Because they signed Will Levis, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really know who's going to be quarterback. I guess the Titans are thinking it's going to be Ryan Tannehill, which, if you're Will Levis, you're probably pretty upset about that. It seems like he's an ultra passionate guy. Unless he learned anything from the the talk with Michael Rubin and Tom Brady, which was like
Right.
basically like, hey, you don't have a chip on your shoulder. You know, you're a high draft pick.
You're a high
second
draft
round.
pick. Yeah. Even though you had to sit around and you had to wait an extra day. Hey, no chip on your shoulder because guess what? You belong here.
Yeah. So
Well, I just think that maybe the Tennessee Titans could have took some marketing, tips and advertisements from Will Levis's girlfriend, Gia Duddy. I always see her.
oh, she's always on there.
I always see the TikTok feed of.
I saw her way before I even knew who Will Levis was.
That's what I mean. So she's and you know what? She got that sponsorship with Burger King after the draft. So
oh, good for her.
Maybe they could have used her.
Maybe they could. Speaking of a group that needs some marketing, the running backs of the league right now, they are in a tough spot.
Thoughts and prayers.
And allegedly there has been a running back Zoom meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we know the official list of everyone who was at this running back Zoom meeting? Was it just every running back?
It just the top tier running backs and the top tier running backs that have either gotten paid or really want to get paid. See the guys of Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
You throw in other names. Tony Pollard, I believe, was in it. And you go around the league, and it's like Christian McCaffrey. He was sporting his, verbal, his continuation of the running back group. And you start looking around, and people are asking questions, Josh, and they're asking,
what do they ask him?
you know what? You have the NFLPA, you have a players association,
Yeah.
but you're going to come in and you're going to say, hey, let's make a running back group.
Yeah.
So Josh, what came out of this meeting?
I mean, it seems like the running backs are unionizing, which is kind of interesting when they already do have
Right.
pretty much a player union.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is great that you get the sub union, extra, because
Double
the
union.
more unions, the better is what I've been told, in business.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're gonna kind of go like this, the Writers Guild route, and they're just gonna, hey, we're not gonna play. We're gonna stand up together. I don't know if that's the case, especially if you're Nick Chubb and you kind of already gotten paid and, you're on a team that thinks they can win. So
And think pretty highly of you, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not sure if that will work out completely. But if you weren't, can you imagine if you're a running back and you, find out this meeting happened and you weren't invited? Is that just, imagine,
That's like not being invited to TEU, Tight End University.
Yeah. It's bad deal if you're not invited.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to come of this running backs. I feel like they're kind of they're in a tough spot.
Well,
and if anything, just you might want to consider switching positions is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you could be a tight end. You could be a wide receiver.
Learn how to catch the ball.
Yeah, kick return specialist. That could be a good pathway you could go.
Yeah.
But they asked Nick Chubb and they were asking people, what came from this running back Zoom meeting and what can you do going forward? And Nick Chubb said there's not really much we can do right now. So it seems like this was a very productive meeting. Good for them to try to get this little sub union going.
Do you think it was just a venting? They're just they just wanted a safe place to
safe place? Maybe they brought in a therapist, which maybe could have been good.
Yeah.
Hope the Zoom meeting went well for the running backs. Hopefully they get paid that big bucks, Josh.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Moving on, we got a couple injuries going on in the NFL right now. Coming out today, Lions safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson suffered a non-contact knee injury during Monday's practice before being carted off. That's tough. Non-contact injuries usually
not good.
Usually not good is what we know in the past, and it's tough. I mean, this is day one of practices right now.
Yeah, and what sucks is football is such a violent sport that when you don't even get hurt from getting contacted, it really is just deflating. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's just really tough. And he was, good safety. The Lions, they're in a
Lions
spot
up and coming team
right now where they feel like they could win the division. Aaron Rodgers is gone, and it seems like that whole
it's there to win.
It's wide open right now. It's for the taking. I mean, the Vikings obviously they assume that they're gonna, resume what they did last year.
Right.
And the Bears are we just went out. We got a good wide receiver for Justin Fields, and so who knows what's going to happen there? But you lose your best safety. That's usually problematic.
It's tough.
And we do feel bad for Gardner Johnson. That's a tough way. That's never how you want it to be. You always, if you're getting hurt, let it be in a game. I feel let it be
at least
something.
let me get part of the season. then he gets nothing, which is tough.
That's real tough. Also getting hurt. Nyheim Hines gets hurt. This is an interesting one. And it goes back to the conversation of what should players be allowed to do and not allowed to do during the offseason. Because Nyheim Hines was in a jet ski accident.
Yep.
Now, it's always tough when you're hurt doing something that is non-football related in the offseason. And obviously, we want these players to live their lives and have a good time. And jet skis are not necessarily a really dangerous, sport. So it's like probably, go jet ski.
Pretty safe bet.
Go jet ski.
Right.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's a tough way to do it.
Well, he's out there on Lake Buffalo, wherever he is. Could be Lake Buffalo. Yeah, but he gets ran into by another jet ski, and you got to think if that's a Buffalo Bills fan, that's a tough look, and they probably feel awful.
Oh, they probably feel horrendous.
Yeah, and it's even if they're not a Bills fan, they probably feel horrendous.
They probably feel pretty bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, unless this was intentional, unless it was a guy like going, "Holy crap! Do you guys know who that is?" Yeah, that's Nyheim Hines. You know who we have to play twice a year? Nyheim Hines.
Yeah.
And they just go, zoop, and just.
Could have been Bill Belichick undercover.
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
Bill Belichick. He's not jet skiing in the offseason.
He couldn't. Yeah, he's definitely not jet skiing. He couldn't do that.
No. So that's tough, though. Injuries suck. Hopefully everyone gets better.
Yeah, hopefully Nyheim and Gardner Johnson, they get better, make full recovery, be back better than ever next year.
Yeah, now this next story, Patrick, this is a interesting story, and we're not too invested in the world of soccer.
Oh,
Football/soccer. But we will be talking about this. It's
of course
Kylian Mbappe,
right?
World Cup champion Kylian Mbappe,
world-class football player,
arguably number 2 in the world. Some people would say number 1. I'm a number 2 guy.
Yeah, everyone knows Messi, America, right?
He had a tough little go-about with PSG, but now he looks like he's going to be getting paid because Saudi club Al Hilal,
I think you said that right. Yeah,
makes $332 million bid for Mbappe. So PSG's probably feeling good. They're getting that payday, and then Mbappe is going to get to not play for PSG, which is probably going to be a great thing for him, especially considering that all reports are coming out that PSG pretty much abused Mbappe to make him not want to be there. And so how does that look for future free agent signings for the club? Probably not great, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's a tough sell. It's going to be a tough sell.
It's going to be a tough sell. They're going to be like, wait, what did you do to Mbappe? What, you're literally being investigated for what you did to Mbappe? Oh.
Yeah, but Josh, I mean, I think there's one way that you can get out of this if you're PSG, okay? And if you're getting investigated from La Liga, there's one thing you got to do, and we both know what it is. Go to the Super League. Super League, you have your own rules. You can do whatever. And you know what? You probably make a ton of money.
Well, the fact that La Liga is getting involved in the situation is kind of ridiculous because they're basically like, they're basically just mad that he didn't come to La Liga because they wanted him to go to Real Madrid. And so it's all dumb. And so I just want to say to PSG, I don't know what you're doing as far as like a business goes. Feels like you're probably not doing business the right way. But you know what? Mbappe is going to play in the Saudi League. And then he's probably going to get the option to stay with the club for like $1 billion. He could take that option if he wants.
Right.
Or he could also just go and play for Real Madrid, which is kind of what he wanted to do all along.
Well, and the thing is you say that, PSG might not be running their business the right way. I mean, I know a guy right now that will go in and have a talk with them and figure it out. And that guy is Michael Rubin.
Oh, Michael Rubin's so ready to do some business consulting with PSG. I'd argue he's already reached out.
He's already reached out. He's probably had a conversation. He's going to tell him, guys, look, there's no chip on your shoulder. You're going to be fine. Figure it out. Have a white party, and everything will work out.
Yeah, dude. It is ridiculous though, and I mean, kind of salty that PSG did end up getting such a big bag for Mbappe.
Right.
It does feel like they did everything wrong and still kind of benefited
really won.
a lot. Yeah.
Because they don't have to play him in La Liga.
Yeah, they don't have to. They don't have to ship him to the La Liga. They don't.
Or a Champions League potential.
Yeah, it's kind of really works out well for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there, but hey, Mbappe, shout out you getting out of there, and hopefully you have a much better time in Saudi Arabia. So cool. Moving on, we got a more news. Oh, this next story. This is a wild story.
Yeah, it's a wild one.
Even if you're not a NASCAR fan, I think that you can get into this story. It's Denny Hamlin got his second win of the season coming off of wrecking Kyle Larson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kyle Larson Denny even said it himself in the interview, he's the best driver in NASCAR right now. And so it feels like drivers at this point are like the only way to beat Kyle Larson is just to wreck him.
Oh.
And that's kind of what's happened yesterday. Kyle Larson gets pretty much pushed up into the wall
left him exactly one lane. That's what Denny said.
That's what Denny said, but Denny's always right.
Denny is always right. We know that.
And so he basically forced Kyle Larson's hand. Kyle Larson goes into the wall, and he's not happy. He comes back around. He actually hits Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin obviously ends up winning that race. Kyle Larson finishes lower than 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle Larson was not happy, and he was saying, "Hey, listen, we can still be friends, but this is not the first time. This is actually there's multiple times where it's happened. This is multiple times that he's wrecked me this year for wins, and he has to come apologize to me. He's had to come apologize to me. I've never done anything worth apologizing to him, and that's any of Denny's boys. Denny's always right.
Yeah, a tough spot for Denny Hamlin to be in, but if I was him, I'd do it 10 out of 10 times again. Because guess what? Kyle Larson's going to be mad, and he probably should be mad because he got wrecked, and he was probably going to win that race.
100% was probably going to win that race.
That being said,
at least top two.
Yeah, top two, maybe not two. And if you're Denny Hamlin, your one chance to win that race is on that restart. And he dives low. And you know what? It wasn't a dirty move. It was an aggressive move. And you know what? It didn't work out for Kyle Larson. And it sucks for him. But Denny Hamlin, look, it's not what people are going to want to hear. They're going to keep booing him.
Oh, dude, he got booed so bad. And it's ridiculous. And literally before the race, he was like, feels like a home track on his Instagram story. And I was like, does it feel like a home track? Because unless everyone hates you at your home, everyone hated him there. It was really bad. And I'm thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if, here's the thing. Kyle Larson at any time could just be like, you know what? I'm going to start racing you guys that way too.
But he won't.
And pretty much win out.
But he won't because he already does.
No, Kyle Larson...
he wrecked Chase Elliott last year.
Kyle Larson would not have done that move.
He literally wrecked Chase Elliott last year.
Okay, that happens every once in a while.
Okay, so this happened just...
Yeah, 2 times, the same driver, same situation.
But if you ask Kyle Larson, it's not the same situation at Kansas. If you ask him, he goes, that was kind of on his fault because he ran into the wall by himself first. So he looks at that more of a racing incident.
I don't know.
All I'm saying is Denny Hamlin is one of the best things to happen to this sport probably in the last 10 years.
Listen, I'd argue right now that Denny Hamlin is more hated than Kyle Busch ever was.
I disagree. I think Denny is still...
No, Denny, right now, currently, I'd argue Kyle Busch is becoming beloved just because of how much people hate Denny Hamlin.
Oh, I agree that Kyle Busch right now is more loved than Denny Hamlin, but I think you forget how deep the hatred was for Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I don't know, though.
He lost his job at Hendrick.
But I'd say Denny Hamlin is... It's pretty bad for him.
But you know what? It's a great thing for NASCAR because it's storylines. He has a podcast, and guess what? People are going to tune into that podcast because they want to hear what he says, and then all that does is just draw more eyes to NASCAR.
Yeah, I guess. So hey, I think Denny Hamlin. I think that was a tool move by him, and I don't think he deserved to win that race. I think Kyle Larson deserved to win that race, and if that's how you're going to get your wins, Denny, well then, guess what? It's going to come back to bite you one of these days.
Will it though?
I think so. I'm hoping so. Anyway, last thing on the docket. This is news. This is actually this makes me frustrated.
It's frustrated for Josh.
Twitter is rebranding to become X.
Maybe.
Seems
Probably.
like
Probably.
Now, Elon Musk, richest man alive, buys
one of
Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how stock's doing.
Right.
Richest man alive. Buys Twitter for a ridiculous amount of money. Twitter's probably not worth that much, but he bought it anyway.
He did. He did it.
Then he decides he's going to make some changes, which I'm not anti Elon Musk Twitter. I think Twitter's Twitter, and it's pretty much serves the same function, right? But then he decides to change the name, which arguably is what is Twitter's like.
Known
the
for.
name
Yeah.
is half of the value.
Yep.
Because people know the name, and that's where I just don't get it. I don't get why would you change the name.
Look, Twitter was probably my favorite app, social media app, before Elon Musk took it over. And right now, it has still been probably my favorite app because it's where most people go, at least in the sports world, to talk about sports.
Yep.
And I don't know what we're going to say when it's like, gotta hop on X.
Yeah, it doesn't even. Yeah, it's just like, what does a tweet then become?
Well, it's because this is what it sounds like to me, at least in the sports world. I'm going to talk just about the sports world here. Threads comes out, and it's like, you know what? This isn't going to work. It just doesn't seem like they have the right changes to make a better version of Twitter. So you know what Elon Musk said? He said, you know what? You're right. You didn't make it better than Twitter. I'm going to make Twitter worse, and I'm going to help you, Threads. And that's what maybe we're heading down that path. I don't know. I'm going to say, you know what, Elon? Maybe you know what you're doing, but we'll see what happens.
I just like, what do you call a tweet though? It's like I just sent an X.
Yeah, I sent an X.
Does it,
But what if we still call it Twitter and we just change the logo?
But why?
I don't know. I'm throwing
Why does he
hypotheticals out
just
there.
I don't understand his obsession with the letter X. Doesn't he have a kid named X?
That's a good question, Josh.
No, it's like Zay or something, but it's like XA.
Right, it's a translate situation.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
It's like, yeah.
Look, I don't know. I enjoy Twitter. I like Twitter. I don't know what else to say.
I like Twitter. Hey, Elon, just keep the name Twitter. I mean,
But
it's a little thing, but
also I guess you own it, so do what you want. I don't know. Like I don't. Oh, bless you, Josh.
thank you. Anyway, guys, that's the show. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you're still listening to this point, DM us on Instagram. We will get
You will.
a free mug and $10 McDonald's gift card. And I don't know how many more episodes Josh and Pat on the road is gonna go. It feels like we're not halfway there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But we're still on the road, and we're still doing this. Still talking sports, and yeah, I don't know. You guys have a wonderful week. It's a great Monday. Excited for this week. And you know what? Is there something else we gotta add?
No, I was getting ready for the ending.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.